Okay, so we shall begin. So again, welcome. This is the second EF webinar in the series to explore and get up to date on various issues on equitable education. My name is Thantida Wongprasong. I'm the Director of Innovation, Scholarship and International Affairs at Equitable Education Fund. I'm very excited today to have with us Dr. Srihari Ravindranath, Associate Director of Dream a Dream. He has extensive experiences as an education psychologist, career coach, professor at various universities in India and at MIT. He works with many countries, including Thailand, at Chiang Mai University. He's going to talk to us about how best we can increase life skills among disadvantaged children. We'll also discuss tools that can be used to assess children and youth ability to succeed and thrive. The assessment innovation that we're about to learn is from Bangalore, India. This tool, we are very excited, since 2 years ago was included by 100.org in the top 100 global K-12 innovations. We look forward to learning how their project have worked. Without further ado, please join me and welcome Dr. Srihari. Dr. Srihari, the mic is yours.
Okay, thank you. And also thank you to the organizer for giving us an opportunity to talk about the life skills, concept of life skills and the assessment scale. Dream a Dream is an organization working in the area of life skills for around 20 years. I'll start the presentation with a video for all of us to understand what we are actually doing, how some of our works are going on. So it's really easy for us to understand how this life skills is actually being used.
One of the biggest challenges facing our young people today is that in spite of going to school for 15-16 years of their life, giving exams, learning the subjects, they're not really prepared for life. 130 million children in India are living in poverty. 48 million between the age of 1 and 5 have stunted growth. On the other hand, the pace of change in the world is fast, almost frantic. We believe by developing life skills, we can help millions of young people to overcome adversity and thrive. Some of the life skills are to think critically, solve problems, take decisions, interact with others, understand and follow instructions, manage conflict, among others. Dream a Dream strategy for scale has 3 levers. Keeping the child at the center of the strategy, the first lever are our direct delivery programs with young people. We have the After School Life Skills program and the Career Connect program that works directly with 10,000 young people every year. The second lever of the strategy is to work in the environment around the child. Here we work primarily with teachers by training them on the life skills approach. From 2012 to 2019, we have worked with over 8,000 teachers, training them to create safe learning spaces within their existing classroom environment. The third lever of our strategy is to influence the ecosystem around the child. Here we work with state governments, policy makers, the media, and other important stakeholders. One of the most successful outcomes of this strategy was the launch of the happiness curriculum in all the government schools of Delhi in 2018.
Helping governments shift their own mindsets around the role and purpose of education is really where the game can truly change.
देश के करोड़ों बच्चों को अगर आप एजुकेशन के जरिए खड़ा करना चाहते हैं तो सरकार ही कर पाएगी।
starting in 1999, we spent the first 12 years in understanding the challenges faced by children from adversity and designing our direct interventions. Since 2012, we have impacted over 3 million children through our three-pronged strategy. We know we can't solve the problem alone, so we are bringing on board other champions through collaborative networks to advocate for the urgency to reimagine education.
सबको अच्छी एजुकेशन मिल सके, फिर सबके पास स्काई इज द लिमिट.
This is for us still the beginning. The aim is to create a mindset shift in society about young people, about education, about the definition of success. A world where every child will have a thriving life.
So this is what we are actually doing in India. So in this presentation, I will talk about why we started talking about life skills, how life skills can be measured, and the potentiality, or how we can actually use this scale in different contexts. So Dream a Dream is directly working with 10,000 young children every year. So we have three programs. One is After School Life Skills Program. And we work in the After School Life Skills Program. We use mediums like football and arts for building life skills. Our second program is called Career Connect Program, where we work with children who is outside school. Here we actually use two mediums, computer and spoken English. And our third program is Teachers Development Program, where we try to build the capacity of teachers so that they can actually use life skills into their classroom setting. For all these three programs, what actually we use life skills. So we wanted to measure life skills. So we have developed a life skills assessment scale, which is valid, scientific, so that it can be used at any context. So what is our mission? That's what I will just talk about. We wanted to empower young people from vulnerable backgrounds to overcome adversities, so using creative life skills approach. So basically children from disadvantaged background, marginalized, or the bottom 20% really have a difficult challenge. One of their major problem is the adversity. We know the children from bottom 20% or from the disadvantaged background really are affected with abuse, violence, or lack of love and care. Extreme poverty are some of the major challenges they are facing. Along with that, the other problem is the fast changing world. Let's say technology, urbanization, migration, industrialization, all become a very complex problem. So the major challenge is that a child coming from an adversity and the world is moving very fast. What happened is that these children are not prepared for life. So when they are not prepared for life, what happened is that they drop out of school. They cannot join a formal job setting, and eventually they will not be able to they will be having an unemployment issue. So something in which we talk about is that when a child is failed to thrive, stunting happens. So failure to thrive, you can look at this picture, you will understand an 8-year-old child, the line shows, how tall or, how much they should be able to grow. So all these kids who are actually standing there they are all basically 8 years, but they have not achieved the global standard or the standard that we talk about. So stunting is actually a major, very big concern. So the major reason for stunting is basically hunger and malnutrition. So in India, we have around 59% of children are actually stunted. But in Thailand, it's much less, which we are very happy with. It's around 20%. So what is the major concern when somebody is not thriving in life? So quite often these children who is actually failure to thrive is having high anxiety, poor relationship skills. They do have attachment problem. They may be missing sensitive period of development and also poor cognitive skills. So over a period of 20 years, we understood that when growth slows down, development also slows down. And it's very important for us to work along with disadvantaged children, and they become a very special group for us. So what we understood is that along with malnutrition or nutritional issues is one of the reasons for stunting, building life skills or social and emotional support for children can actually overcome this issue. So basically children from adversity, if you are able to provide them social and emotional support, their problem of failure diminishes in time. That's one of the reasons why we strongly advocate life skills part of curriculum, or life skills intervention is an urgency. Now I'll just talk about why we decided to develop a life skills assessment scale. One of the major reasons is that we really wanted to measure which is actually being seen. It should be culturally appropriate. It can be used at any context, any country, and globally. And another reason that we consider is that it should be practical for implement. It should be easy for anyone who is working with children from the disadvantaged background can use it very easily. And it should be useful for understanding the development of the child. It should be useful in understanding research, or it should be useful in understanding how life skills can be dealt with. So World Health Organization have defined life skills as the ability for adaptive and positive behavior that enable individuals to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of everyday life. So we are basically developing life skills for helping children to deal with the challenges of everyday life. We have 10 core life skills that every organization talks about: decision making, problem solving, effective communication, empathy, coping with stress, interpersonal relationship, and self-awareness. So we wanted to develop a scale which is short and easy to use. So we may have to combine some of these skills. I'll just talk about what process that we have done to actually develop a life skills assessment scale, which we are using right now. One, we have done an understanding about what World Health Organization is talking about life skills and 10 core life skills. And then we started having focus group discussion with teachers, people working with the children, especially children from disadvantaged background, volunteers. So we had different discussion with them to understand what skills are very important. And finally, we decided that we will create items which are observable. So it took around like 1 year, from 2019 to 10, we have developed our life skills assessment scale, and we started using it with our programs. So for developing a scientific tool, we observed around 1,136 children between the age group of 8 and 16. So right now, our scale have 5 important life skills which we try to observe in our program. So the 5 important life skills that we advocate is interacting with others, overcoming difficulties and solving problems, taking initiative, managing conflict, and understanding and following instructions. So these 5 skills are observable. They are behavioral expressions which can be seen and assessed. And we use a rating scale where the rating 1 indicates does not yet do, 2 does with little help, lot of help, with some help, little help, and does independently. So we do not want to say that any child who is having less life skills as poor in life skills. Rather, we would say that they are yet to demonstrate life skills, but it is not that they are absent in life skills. So the score 5 indicates they are able to do it independently. So the focus of this intervention is basically trying to help every child to build life skills. Let's say it does not yet developing to develop independently. Now I will talk a little bit about the scientific process involved in the life skills assessment scale. Our life skills assessment scale can be used from an 8-year-old child to 22-year-old. So we have done the reliability and validity of the scales so that the scale is scientific and valid. So from the statistical analysis, we understood the scale is a very reliable and valid measure for measuring life skills. Now I will just talk about who can actually use this scale. Before that, I wanted to show one video about one of our case study where a child has actually gone through our program and how they have developed life skills.
My name is Yashika. There are 5 people in my family, but my brother is the first for me. My brother is a makeup artist. The community doesn't think it's okay for boys to be a makeup artist. If a girl can do what boys do, why can't boys do what girls do? My favorite thing to do is modeling. Modeling gives me confidence. It is not just about beauty. The community wants girls to study till 10th and then get married. They force boys to study even if they don't want to. Education is important, but we learn from playing as much as we learn from books.
So I'll just talk about who can actually use the life skills assessment scale. Anybody who is actually working with children from the disadvantaged background, funding agencies to understand how programs are working, and they can, based on that, they can allocate fundings. Academicians and researchers can understand more about life skills. People working with program can understand how the performance of children is. Now let's talk about what the life skills assessment scale can actually do. One of the major things that we can do is that we can actually measure the overall performance of program. So this graph basically talks about that a group of students who joined before the program and how their life skills have moved after the intervention or after 8 months of our program. We can actually use it to compare different kinds of programs. So, for example, we have football, arts, computers, spoken English, and any other programs that we are doing. We can see in different programs how life skills have improved. We can also see out of these 5 life skills, which life skills have actually improved. We can also see over a year, for example, if the program is continuing for 2 or 3 years, how their life skills have improved. So in our program, the first year to after 3 years, how these life skills have actually gone. We can also see which life skills have actually better or which life skills are actually low or which is yet to develop in every child. So for example, in this graph, it's about one student, and it clearly shows that taking initiative is high and conflict resolution is something that the child is yet to develop. We can also see individual progress. So before and after the program, for each child, where they were having a life skills and how it is improved. For example, here taking initiative and how the change have happened. For conflict resolution, it was low, but it actually improved. For each child, we can actually see. So to summarize, I'll say the life skills assessment scale that we were talking about is an observational rating scale. So we measure the 5 life skills, which is based on observation rather than a child responding to some of the questions. And it is a very simple, quick, scientific tool for measuring life skills. And this tool can be used between children between the age group of 8 and 22. Life skills is very important. That should be developed in every child who is actually coming up from a disadvantaged background or from the bottom down. We can do any kind of intervention. It could be teaching, it could be football, or any other intervention that you are doing. And this life skills assessment scale will actually help us to understand how their change happened over time. If anyone is interested to use this scale, we have a life skills toolkit available, which talks about in detail about how the scale works, how to assess, and what are the life skills. And these are 2 papers that we have written to understand more about the scientific life skills. Thank you so much on behalf of Dream a Dream for giving us an opportunity to talk about our life skills assessment.